Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have a terrific guest in studio today. It's Carie Holzl. She's a realtor from the Carie Holzl Realty Group. Welcome, Carie.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about you and your background. How did you get started?
Well, I've been in real estate about 15 years. I got started when I had a phenomenal realtor who is at my office now at Keller Williams, helped me purchase my first townhome, and I got the bug.
That's wonderful.
Been doing it ever since.
And it's a large purchase. It's our biggest real estate, our biggest financial burden.
Yes.
So how do you help me deal with that? I think we all underestimate that, and then we show up at your door saying, I need to buy something or I need to sell it, and
Yes.
here I am, this emotional mess.
Yeah. Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah. It is. It's a stressful time, and we're prepared for that. Our clients are really we're working with them truthfully at one of their most emotional, periods of their life. And like you said, it is really your largest financial investment. So doing your due diligence as a buyer or a seller to ensure you're hiring that right professional is key. So I always tell my clients, I hope you interview a few agents. I hope you really take some time to consider how they're working, making sure that they're active agents, they're aggressive, they're ensuring that they're bringing, not only listing your home properly, but bringing you buyers actively. If you're working with a buyer and you can't find what they want on the market, how is that agent going to proactively find that home for you? Anyone can stick a sign in a yard or do a search on the MLS, but really finding that person that's going to go the extra mile is critical, and that's what my team and I really strive to accomplish with our clients.
That's great. I think another neat thing about your team is that you're kind of that one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your philosophy behind that.
Yeah. So we have a full-service team at Keller Williams. We've got 2 full-time brokers, a marketing manager, and a business manager. So really, we want to ensure that they're all hands on deck for our clients. And I want them to think of us as their real estate concierge.
Love that.
So, I am in the trenches all day working with all these different trade professionals. If I have a client that needs the best home stager, a painter, anybody in the trades, a lender, an attorney, an estate sale company, I have got a toolbox full of tools that I can systematically fit any client's needs, at any given time. So they don't have to worry about finding somebody. We've got everything we need for them.
And I think that's so helpful in our overstressed, overpaced lives.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about when I'm thinking about selling my home, what should I be thinking about? What are some top 3 things to do?
So great question. So I always, I tend to meet my clients when they are wanting to get on the market immediately. So if I can impress upon anyone, if you're even thinking about it and you're not sure if this is the right time or when the right time is, get that professional in and start the process. I wish I could go back in time a few months with most of my sellers so I could guide them properly on just some minor, maybe investments that they can make to get a better return on their sale, and really making sure that they're looking at the comparables in the right way, and if we need a little extra time, because time is money, and getting the most out of your home is always my goal, obviously, for my sellers. And then with buyers too, making sure that they don't jump the gun, that they get excited about a home that they might not be able to afford. So starting the process early, getting in touch with a lender, talking about the market and what the trends are, and just kind of getting a head start on those things are key.
Now, we often hear that we should hire a selling agent or a buying agent, but yet I'm selling and buying my home.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, well, you know what, everybody specializes, which is important, but the thing is you really have to be able to wear a lot of different hats. So when I'm working with a seller, it's important that they know that I'm working with buyers too, and I'm in the trenches working with them every day, and I know what a buyer is looking for. I know how they determine value. I know that the trends that they're looking for. So I need to be able to guide my seller to the buying population and also be actively involved with that buying population to proactively find them a buyer for their home. So you need a little bit of everything.
You do, and I think that's nice. One of the things when we were talking off camera that you talked about was anticipation. That I often think there are so many things that as a buyer or seller we certainly cannot anticipate happening. But I would think that you would every day being able to guide me on that.
Yes. So our goal on our team is really to stay ahead of all of that, to try to, we call it future pacing our clients. So let them know, okay, this is what's going to be happening next. This is normal. This is customary. Because it can be panicky. Even the little things that you might take for granted. Sometimes getting the offer is the easy part. And it's the 400 other things that have to happen to make it to that closing table that can be really stressful. guiding them through the home inspection process and the appraisal process, and really just trying to manage those expectations and keep them ahead of the game so they're not frazzled.
Right, well, because most of us haven't had a home appraisal in a while, and you don't know what they're going to come back with, and they come back and they say this, and I'm panicked, and I'm calling, and
yes,
and you're like, no, that's fine.
Yes, everything's going to be fine.
Everything's going to be fine.
Yes.
And I think that's really important. Talk to me a little bit about some trends in the market. Where do you see this crazy market going?
Yeah, you know what, it's kind of the perfect storm right now for sellers.
Okay.
So the market has, markets are cyclical, and so we're finding statistically and historically that we're kind of perched at the top of where we've been over the last 5 to 6 years, which means that we may be trending down. It may not happen overnight, but we've got a real lack of inventory in the starter home market particularly. We have not had any building over the past 5 years of these new homes. So we have a real pent-up demand for buyers. Millennials are coming in, and the sellers, there's not as much inventory. So it's a really interesting time. It's provided some kicked up excitement right now, which is good. So hopefully we can ride that for a while. But guiding clients through, is this the best time? Should you wait? Can you wait through the next cycle? Where's your equity at? What are you looking to achieve? So all of those things, as the market kind of shifts, we're seeing that.
Right. Well, especially if they're in between a certain level of homes that you don't want to overbuy that house, so you can't put anything in it and enjoy it.
Right. Yeah. And that's a big thing. I mean, I often get the question, the ROI. What is my return on investment if I put X, Y, and Z in? What am I going to get back? And that's really hard. I mean, I always say it's an art, not a science. That's why it's great to be guided by a professional who can give you those cues and those insights to really help maximize your dollar over time. But that's a difficult one, especially in our market.
Right, but I think the key is a professional. This is a serious transaction. And I think sometimes people underestimate what is needed in a realtor.
Oh yes, yeah, and truthfully, I think that a lot of times they are told what they want to hear, and our team is very sincere about the fact that we're going to be honest with you in a very loving way. But it's so important because I can't tell you what you want to hear and then just disappoint you at the end of the day. It may be surprising, but being honest and upfront about what the market's doing and what to expect is just so important for a good relationship as you work through this process.
Well, I think it's important that you have taken the time and energy to develop yourself and your team. So thank you so much for stopping by. We wish you continued success.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being here.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Business Connections. Stay tuned.